Ahoy folks, and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. So today we've had a request for a Gunlugger build that goes predominantly into Burst Limit Override. So that's what we've done. Let's jump in and take a look at what we're using. So we're going to start off with the melee weapon. We're using the Brunt's Basher Mark 3B. This is a very OG weapon, and it's still very, very good today. So let's take a look at the modifiers. We're going for damage, mobility, finesse, and penetration, lol. And defense is our dump. Perk-wise, we're going for 25% damage to flak-armored enemies and 25% damage to carapace-armored enemies. The flak-armored perk is there because flak is the most prevalent armor type in the game, and carapace is there to help us bully crushers and maulers. As with just a little bit on top of this weapon, it's very good at doing that. Next up, let's look at the blessings. So first of all, we're taking Haymaker, a 4% to instantly kill human-sized enemies on chained heavy hit, stacking 5 times. Note that other potential triggers will not be activated on insta-kill. So there is, or at least it used to be true, that Haymaker could also insta-kill Ogryns. I don't know if it is true anymore. I've not seen it happen personally, but every now and again somebody on the forums or Reddit says, oh, it's still doing it. It did used to be a bug that happened, but there aren't many people saying it works like that anymore. So just, a heads up on that one. And next up, we've got Skull Crusher. Target receives +4 stacks of +10% damage. If already staggered, lasts 5 seconds. Skull Crusher is just quite a beneficial power boost here. If you didn't want to take Haymaker, I would highly suggest taking, what the hell is it called? Confident Strikes. +8% toughness on chained hit. It's just a nice blessing to have to help you farm back some toughness as things are getting a bit sketchy. And if you don't want to take Confident Strikes, you could try Thrust or Thunderous. Thunderous isn't that great anymore. Thrust is alright. It kind of locks you into only doing heavy attacks, where this weapon shines at weaving in both heavy and light. As it's a very wide-reaching weapon, it's very, very good at horde clearing. There you go. Next up, we've got the twin-linked heavy stubber, and there is a mistake on this gun. I caught it the last time I did this. You want to switch out ammo and range. Range should be your dump stat because it's a twin-linked heavy stubber. It's effective short to medium. You're not going to be sniping with this thing very accurately. So range is your dump, ammo isn't. So for the modifiers, I shall reiterate. You want damage, ammo, collateral, stability, and range is your dump stat because it's not a particularly accurate weapon. If you want an accurate weapon, use the new heavy stubber. That thing is an absolute laser. So for the perks, we're going with Unyielding because this is a boss killer build. The twin-linked heavy stubber with Gunlugger is insanely good at killing monstrosities and bosses, which is why we're taking Unyielding. And then we're taking flak-armored enemies because flak is the most prevalent armor type in the game. It just gives you a nice wide catchment for what you can reliably kill. For the blessings, we're taking Blaze Away, which gives us +8% strength for every 10% of magazines spent during continuous fire, stacking 5 times. And Overwhelming Fire, which gives us +10% strength for every 4 single target hits, lasts 2 seconds and stacks 5 times. So, twin-linked heavy stubber. As you can see, my ammo is not full, but we are a Gunlugger, so that doesn't matter. As soon as you hit your ability, it reloads you, and you can go absolutely manic with it. You of course won't get many reloads during it because the twin-linked heavy stubber has quite a large magazine. But generally, that is just what you're going to be doing to bosses. You're going to be pulling them to absolute pieces by doing that. Next up, we've got the Curios. First off, we have a +21% max health with max toughness, stamina regeneration, and damage resistance of gunners. Now, I've said it before in other videos. The reason I'm taking a singular +12% stamina regeneration is not to increase stamina regeneration speed. It is to increase the delay, or decrease the delay, of when stamina actually starts to regenerate. That's what we want to shrink down, not the actual regeneration speed. We want to shrink down it's starting to regenerate, if that makes sense. And next up, we have two 17% toughness Curios with 5% toughness, damage resistant snipers, and damage resistance gunners. Now, if you don't want damage resistant snipers on there, you can either go for 4% ability recharge rate, or if you're predominantly playing Havoc, I would suggest going for 2 plus 15% corruption resistance. As corruption resistance is actually a major thing in Havoc, you will be corrupted a lot, and having a bit of resistance to it is always helpful. Especially if you don't have, I don't know, a zealot with benevolent, whatever the hell it's called. I don't remember these things. So there you go. That is the gear easing. Let's take a look at the talents. So let's start off. We're going with Furious. For each enemy you hit during the same heavy melee attack, gain 2.5% damage on your next melee attack. Into the best defense, replenish 20% toughness after hitting multiple enemies with a single heavy melee attack. Into a toughness boost, and then we're picking up Smash 'em. Replenish 25% toughness after hitting a single enemy with a heavy melee attack. And then one of the best talents in the tree, Heavyweight, plus 30% damage against Borgs, Crushers, Plague Ogrins, and Reapers, also receiving plus 30% damage reduction against the same. You're getting quite a bit of toughness out of this. Linchpin, toughness replenishment while in coherency is increased by 50%. Then into toughness boost, and then we're picking up Frag Bomb. Throw an Ogryn size, the only proper size, frag grenade with a 16-meter blast radius, dealing increased damage at the center. This is your get out of jail free card, basically. If your team is being overwhelmed, there's too much stuff coming, somebody's gone down and you need to get to them, this thing will clear the way for you. About this time last year, when the Karnak twins fight first came out, this thing was an absolute godsend, because it would help you clear a singular wave so that you and your team could get back in and, get right again. Do keep in mind you do only have one at a time, but don't hang on to it for the entire match. Just, if things are getting sketchy, use it. It's very, very powerful. Okay, and then we're going for Soften Them Up. Enemies damaged by you take 15% more damage for 5 seconds. Then into a Toughness Boost, and then into Point Blank Barrage. Swaps to and reloads your ranged weapon. You have a plus 25% rate of fire, plus 70% reload speed. Doesn't really matter with the Twin-Linked Heavy Stubber. 50% reduced brace movement speed penalties, and gain plus 15% close range damage for the next 10 seconds. Then Bullet Bravado, while Point Blank Barrage is active, replenish 2% toughness for every shot fired, and 10% toughness on each reload. And the thing that is going to help us kill bosses and big old Ogryn. Light 'em up. Ranged attacks apply 2 stacks of burn while Point Blank Barrage is active. I know this doesn't sound as powerful as Hail of Fire, but it is ridiculously good. It's just worded poorly and not explained. So, as you can see, Ogryn. Vaseline gets smeared over your screen, and you basically light them up. If you really want to, you can even gun down Crushers with it. I wouldn't suggest it, because it does waste a bit of your ability, but it can be done. Then we're going into Reload Boost, and then Ammo Stash. Increase your ammo reserve by plus 25%. Suppression Boost, plus 25% suppression dealt. Into Coward Culling, plus 20% damage against suppressed enemies for you and your allies in coherency. Into Range Damage Boost, and then we're picking up Unstoppable Momentum, plus 20% movement speed for 2 seconds on ranged kill. Massacre, killing an enemy grants 1% critical chance for 10 seconds, stacking 8 times. Into a toughness damage reduction here, and then we're picking up Mobile Emplacement. You take minus 20% reduced damage while bracing a ranged weapon. Ranged damage boost into Burst Limit Override. 8% chance of triggering Lucky Bullet and not consuming ammo when making ranged attacks. Then we're going into Maximum Firepower, plus 200% ability cooldown reduction for 2 seconds when Lucky Bullet triggers. Good shooting. The shot that triggers Lucky Bullet is a guaranteed crit if it hits. And then into more Burst Limit Overrides. Your chance of triggering Lucky Bullet is increased to 12% from 8%. It's not a massive increase. I would have preferred maybe 15%, but kind of everything. And then over here to the middle for a toughness boost into Get Stuck In. On activating your combat ability, you and your allies' incoherency gain 20% movement speed and are also immune to stuns and suppression. This is quite a powerful ability, also used to great effect during the Karnak Twins hard mode fights. And last but not least, Bruiser. 4% combat ability cooldown reduction when you and your allies' incoherency kill an enemy. Just going to give you more access to point blank barrage. But there you have it, folks. That is a burst limit override focused sort of Gunlugger build. Now, I am going to give you a second option for this. And this is usually the option that I take. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to spec out of Burst Limit Override, and we are going to go down into Feel No Pain. We're generally only going to take the first keystone. So I was tabbing to my notes. And then we're going to put some points into Delight and Destruction, Dominate, Toughness Damage Reduction. And then we're also going to take this point up here. So, if I wasn't going into Burst Limit Override, this is generally how the bottom of the tree would look. It's exactly the same up here, except we're taking this node here for Toughness Damage Reduction. It's going to make us a bit tougher. And then we're going to come down below Bruiser for more toughness. Then we're going to give Grab Won't Give In, plus 20% damage reduction for each knocked down or incapacitated ally within 20 meters, into a health boost, and then taking Feel No Pain. Feel No Pain is ridiculously powerful. It's not a particularly fancy ability. It doesn't do anything like, heavy hitter or burst limit override. It just makes you incredibly tough. And as an Ogryn, being the size of a house and targeted by everything, being tougher is always a good thing. And then over to this side, we're getting a melee damage boost, which is good because, we're a hybrid class. We are going to be using our melee quite a lot. Delight in Destruction, plus 8% damage resistance per bleeding enemy in melee range, stacks 6 times. We're not really getting anything to bleed, so we're not getting much from that, but we are getting Dominate, which gives us plus 10% rending for 10 seconds on elite kills. We're going to be able to keep this up a lot because we are using the twin-linked heavy stubber. We can gun down elites like they're nothing. And then we're taking also the toughness damage reduction, which is going to make us tougher again. So if I'm playing a Gunlugger build, this is generally how I personally use it. I'm not saying that Burst Limit Override isn't good. It's just not personally my cup of tea. But if you like it, by all means use it. I'm giving you 2 options here to basically play with it however you want. And I really do hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please do like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And if you've got any more suggestions for builds you'd like to see, please do let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to try and build anything, really. I can't guarantee how awesome it'll be, but I'll give a good crack at it. So, I shall see you all for the next one. So until then, take it easy, and I'll see you later.